Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by. Just literally walked in the door from Burnham's, and I thought the simplest thing I can film is what I came home with, so I'll get that out of the way. The videos of Burnham's itself, looking around the nursery and everything, I'll process them and get something done tomorrow. I'm tired today, but we do have to go over this. We have made a boo-boo by the looks of it, but I'll go over that in a minute. I got some more charcoal while I was there, so that's stuff. I needed some more small pots. They come in packs of 10 at $1.50 a go. I'm very well pleased with that price. That's cheaper than where I normally get my pots from. So that should be more than enough to sort out Derek's plants now. Would be okay. These are smaller than mine, but the next size up is too big. And I thought, well, we'll see how many we can cram in there. So that's more kit. So let's get that out of the way. Right. Plants. This one, Lynn put in my box. She said, oh, you'll want that. Apparently I'd said I'd really liked hers when it was in bloom, and this is it. And it's got a nice strong new cane that's growing. Dendrobium mollianum. Now, I've never heard of that. But apparently when Lynn's was in bloom, I really liked it. And from what I think she said, it has red clustered. So blooms along this lines, yeah, cluster blooms as I call them, off of old leafless canes, and they're bright orangey red. So that's why that one's in my box, not because I chose it, because Lynn said I need it. So that's why I've got that one. So that just appeared in my box. You need that one. So that's why that one's in there. Let me just have some of this beer, and it's so dry. Oh, running all day on a couple of coffees. Right, so now this one is a Miltoniopsis that I had years ago. It's called Venus, and I got it off one of the Orchid Society guys in bloom, and when the bloom had finished, it slowly died. So that was my sole history of it. I didn't know what it was at the time, but this one has got it written on the label. Now, this is not a good quality plant. The older pseudobulbs are quite shriveled, but effectively it's got two new growths. One's in bloom and the other one's got a spike. The blooms will probably come off of this, but we shall see. But what it actually is a primary cross between two species which I have. Yeah? So now I know what it is. I'm quite pleased to have another go at it. When I got it, the label said Oncidium Venus. It didn't say Miltoniopsis, so I didn't know what I had. But anyway, so that's that one. These are gorgeous. I mean, these blooms are going over and they're going to come off anyway, but they are very attractive. As I said, that is a primary hybrid, so primary cross. So that's that one. Let's get that one over there. Right, then we have a bit of a boo-boo, because the difference between first thing in the morning and last thing in the afternoon could mean that you pick up two plants the same and don't realise you've done it until you pay for them. Now, these might not be identical, but that's one and that's the other. Now, to me, this has a more of a yellow background with some white and some bright orange, which I like, and I like the shape. That's the old odont type shape, like that. So that was that one. This won't have an ID. This is just a mass-produced one. Oh, I need to pick the label up to make sure it is. See, the label says the same as the other, which it probably does. Yeah, it just says Oncidium hybrid. So no ID, but of the sort that I like, up the cooler growing end, yeah, and it's come from a mass producer in that media, so it'll need to come out of there, won't it? So I'll have to put these back in. So that's that one, and then this one, I thought when I got to the checkout, is identical, but I think although they will have probably be the same cross, they're not identical, because this one has virtually no yellow on it. So it's white with the bright orange, whereas this one is white and yellow with the bright orange. So they are slightly different. But I didn't realise I'd got two virtually identical plants until I came to pay for them. And then it's just too embarrassing to to show that you've made a mess and put one back, if you see what I mean. So I just let it go. Oh, more beer. And then I got a Restrepia. I did say I'd get one. Quite a few new growths on this, not bad, and a very attractive bloom. And it does have a name, I believe. Sanguinea. Sanguinea? Sanguinea, with A in quotes on the end, so that might mean it's a hybrid, possibly, that was actually produced at Burnham's, because in the old days with their Restrepias they often put a letter on the end. But very attractive bloom, lovely deep colour, good shape, split end, very attractive. So another Restrepia to have a go at. And yeah, so that's basically what I got. Lynn got an assortment as well. I'm sure she'll do a video with what she got. Well, I say that, I assume she will. We shall see. And I filmed all the areas of Burnham, so the sales area with the imported plants, basically, and then the two nursery areas that are open to the public and the nursery area that isn't open to the public, where I played Let's Drown Roger with Arthur, because Arthur was in there watering the overhead plants, the huge baskets. And he had like quite a powerful hose. No, this is not a sprayer, this was a hose, that level of water. And he was just completely loading up these overhead baskets, and I then had to dodge the pouring water out of these baskets to get along, follow him along and film. So we were playing let's see how wet we can get Roger, basically. I said to Arthur, I said, I don't mind getting me wet, but not the camera. Yeah, so that was a bit of fun with Arthur larking around. He was in there to water today. So, and in the public parts of the nursery, when they're watering, they close that section off so that people can't go in there. So there's sections you can't get at, and you have to come back later when they've moved on, sort of thing. So we had to do all that sort of thing today. But yeah, very, very pleasant day out. Good company in the car, which, you know, is... The journey's okay, the scenery's nice, it was a nice day. I'd have still enjoyed the run on my own, but it's nice to have somebody to talk to when you've been shut indoors for an awful long time. And I got rid of 11 plants today. There was 4 went to Sean. That meeting went as well. We were a little bit late getting there, but I did say we had no fixed time. And we had a lovely breakfast at the place where we gave the plants to Sean. So that was one lot, and then Litta met us at Burnham's and took her plants away, so that was another 4, that was 8 gone, and the 3 Sarcochilus went to Lynn, along with the moss bale and some other bits and pieces. So, yeah, plants gone, some plants out, some plants in, that's how it goes. As I said, these are too close together to warrant keeping both of them, I think, so I think at some point one of these will go. But we'll enjoy the blooms while we've got them, and yeah, we'll go from there. Lynn got some things that she liked, and what was nice is this thing over here, which I found that I had one of Derek's plants was mislabeled, and it ended up being the same as this, so I've got 2 of these, which is this Mexicoa. There were some at Burnham's in bloom in the private section. And Lynn's eyes just lit up. Oh, look at that. That's absolutely gorgeous. And I said, I've actually got that. I haven't got it to bloom yet. And I got one from Derek as well. And I said, you can't get anything out of here. You know, it's just like getting something out of Fort Knox. And later on, when I was filming, I found one in bloom in the public area. So Lynn actually got one. So she was well pleased with that, as hers was in bloom. And, I mean, I expect to get blooms when these latest growths mature. And there's 2 new growths on there. And the one I got from Derek is probably a way behind this one. So we'll see how it goes. But now I've seen the blooms, I'm well pleased. They're very attractive. So there we go, a good day out, tiring, it's a relatively early start. A fair drive. I mean, it was 2.5 hours coming home. It was 3.5 getting there. We had a lot more traffic this end on the way out, and we stopped for breakfast. So, we got there a bit before lunchtime, something like that. And Sarah kicks everybody out at 3 at the moment. She's not opening long hours. So, yeah, a good day. Very, very enjoyable. Got some lunch and some drinks and sat outside in the sun. And Sarah got us an umbrella for our table because Lynn can't do sunshine. And yeah, just a good day all round. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And now we're back to being stuck indoors again with Zoom meetings. That's life at the moment. That's how it goes. Anyway, I came away with a couple of nice ones there. As I say, I'm very pleased with finding this one again. I never thought I'd see that again, I must admit. And now I know that it's actually a primary hybrid, I like it even more. But we will have to be incredibly careful with the roots on this. It's got some, I can see them, and they've come off of these 2 new growths. But I'd rather it was a stronger plant. And as these blooms are fading anyway, I will take that spike off and give the plant a chance. Yeah, so it can put all its energy into growth and roots. It's always going to be a bit fragile in here because it's too warm. I mean, Sarah's space can keep the cooler temperatures. In their cooler section, she can keep the temperatures down just because of the sheer volume of the air in there. I mean, the roof's probably 15, maybe even 18 foot high, and the width is incredible. So there's a huge volume of air in there, which remains pretty stable. So it's very easy to control. So she doesn't get the excessive heat that I have to put up with. So the cooler growers are happier. So the Miltoniopsis don't do so bad there. But we'll see what we can do with it. And as I said, put the strength into the plant and see the blooms again then. If you exhaust the plant by leaving the blooms and overload it, you may never see the blooms again because the plant dies. So, it's worth taking them off this time round anyway. And yeah, I'll see you next time. I just thought I'd let you see what I got. So as far as blooms are concerned, the lovely deep-coloured Restrepia, the Miltoniopsis Venus, I presume that's a registered cross, and 2 no ID Oncidium odontoglossum type mass-produced hybrids, slightly different, white with deep orange, and then a similar coloured orange on a yellow and white background. So they are actually different. And the lips are a slightly different shape as well. So, I mean, this lip is almost plain, yeah? Whereas this one is quite heavily marked. So they are different plants, but they probably came out of the same batch that just has variety in it. Anyway, see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.